If you think about where we live, work and play, it's all about buildings.
Buildings account for something like 40% of all the electrical energy use in most countries. As buildings are built more efficiently and operated more efficiently, the amount of energy is reduced.
Buildings is probably the easiest way that any country can make some serious efforts in reducing their carbon footprint.
For the climate change related issues, green building is one of the brilliant solutions we have.
We see green buildings as a very good way of achieving our carbon emission commitments.
The poor side of the society normally has the problem that they are living in houses with the lowest standard, and we have to improve especially this part of the building stock to make it affordable for them.
Through the green building process, by giving people a much better place to live in, they use much less fuel in order to heat or cool it, and it also reduces the cost burden on them, so it actually enhances their whole economic position.
So energy savings are the fundamental drivers for the green building movement in India.
The economic impact is significant. First of all, reduced operating costs over a long period of time. Then you have an economic impact in terms of people having actually do the work. You have to get new skills, you have to get new training. And the third one is, if you actually capture a big enough percentage of the marketplace, you actually reduce or delay new power generation.
Our industry is really well positioned to take a leadership role and really drive the carbon reduction agenda forward.
The Common Carbon Metric is a framework. It includes how you would calculate energy intensity and greenhouse emissions from buildings, but it can be rolled up into a policy so that you can measure the emissions for a country and say that for the building sector, what are the total emissions? Then you can say for the building sector, what are the emissions per building type? And that means a building in Nairobi or one in London or one in Sydney or one in New York or Shanghai could all measure their energy intensity, carbon emissions in the same way.
So the aim of the Building Sectoral Agreement is that post-Kyoto 2012, that our sector has taken a leadership position. We've worked with government in a public-private partnership to create a sectoral agreement.
One of the things that we want to do through a sectoral agreement is to develop a common international language for how we measure the carbon footprint of our buildings. That in turn will, over time, enable us to actually monetize those carbon savings, and that can actually drive investment in development in more developing economies through things such as the Clean Development Mechanism.
What is important for World Green Building Council and its members is that by working together, we can sort of harmonize and cooperate and speak with one voice together with other organizations, including United Nations, to really highlight the importance of this sector towards policymakers.
This coming together of so many countries who share the same passion and who understand what the potential is, this to me represents the future.
If we're not maximising our opportunities to cut carbon from our buildings and the way we use our buildings, we're missing a huge opportunity that we simply can't afford to miss out on.
If we don't have a priority for every country at Cancun to deal with energy efficiency and driving green building outcomes for cities and for countries, then we've missed the least cost carbon abatement solution.